Hello everyone and welcome back to DJ's Gaming. We are here with another episode of our tutorial, Create Mod tutorial. And in today's tutorial, we are going to ignore that giant pile I accidentally made over there. We're going to make a spawner. We're going to make mob farms. There's two types of mob farms you can make in Create. One is the normal type of mob farm that just spawns everything that you deal with. And then there is the mob farm that has a spawner. So I'm going to put a spawner in here. But we're going to start with the normal mob farm that you just use when, you could build it pretty early in game if you wanted to. Though I suggest you don't build it too early. I suggest you wait until you have the ability to make steam engine, a decent level steam engine. The first thing you do is you make your wall of fans, and so you have all of these fans here, and then you're going to have a fan there and a fan there. These fans are for the spiders that like to climb up the walls. This is where the roof is going to be right here. I just have to build it. And you need to make sure that these guys are getting enough speed. It is very important to make sure these guys are having enough speed. Okay, and so this is the setup with the encased chain drive. I just woke up this morning, so my mouth is not wanting to work today. And then you're going to want to make sure the faster you have this going, the farther out this is going to go. And so you need to make sure that it's going fast enough to reach all the way out to where you want. And this is where, making sure you have enough speed is important, which is why you want the steam engine. Okay. And because that is how fast you want it going. Fast enough that it pushes them off the drop-off. So now, when a mob is here, this will just gently blow them off the drop-off. Now then, at the drop-off, because of the fact that we are needing to be prepared for spiders, spider-sized mobs, you're going to have a double-sized lane. And then you end up going 6 high on this. At the very end over here is where we are going to want the crushers. And this is going to be the hard part, is making sure to power the crushers to where they're both going the direction that you want. And then what I would be doing is I'd be taking this rotational force. If you have a high enough leveled steam engine, then it's not going to be any difficulty to just bring this rotational force over here and use this rotational force. And then that's spinning the wrong way. And that is spinning very quickly. Okay, and then this should be also spinning the wrong way currently. Okay, so now this is all set up. Those things are spinning so fast. And then, except those are actually spinning the wrong direction. There you go. Alright, so now these need to be blowing Perfect. So once the mobs fall into here, they get pushed and crunched. And so, let's real quick. Now the reason why you want this too high, 2 blocks high, is because Endermen will completely ruin this mob farm. Okay, you don't want Endermen spawning in this mob farm. I will have to show you guys how to make an Enderman spawner, or an Enderman farm. But that one will be in the end. Okay, and then we're gonna do that. Now, one of the biggest difficulties is right here is you're gonna deal with the spiders. And to deal with the spiders, you want right here 2 encased chain drives going, or 2 fans facing downward. And we're gonna go ahead, Now, one thing that is important is these blocks here, you should turn them into slabs so that mobs will not spawn on them. Okay, and then let's go ahead and close all this up. Now, over here is where we're going to end up putting... We end up building just a quick little belt to catch all of the different items that will drop. Items are going to come down this way, and this is where you can use anything you want to catch it. Oops. I'm just going to put a vault down for simplicity's sake. Now everything is all set up. Make sure to also cover that up. Alright, now everything's all set up. We just need to take it out of peaceful mode and back up a little bit. See, the fact that you see we're not seeing as many slime spawning tells me stuff should be spawning over here. Yeah, I'm already hearing a spider. Oh, the spider's getting stuck on the top. He's not going all the way down into the... Bats are getting in there easy enough. Are you really not going to fall in there? How is the spider not falling in there? Okay. I have no clue what was going on. I don't know why the spider wasn't getting in there. So we got some bone meal, so we've killed something. Okay. Alright, I'm seeing one of the issues that we're having. Why did I need that there? It's just weird the stuff is getting popped out the top when it's usually getting popped out the back. Granted, I need to do that. There. Now, one issue I am seeing that I didn't predict is... have issues there. I did not predict the issues there. Yeah, my bad. Didn't predict the issue of it getting stuck on that. Alright, there we go. Now everything's getting pushed into the crusher. Was not predicting that was going to happen. So it needed to put just one more fan down there, blowing them into the crusher. Now everything should work just fine. Okay, now it's working better. Okay, now it's working exactly the way it should. I am curious though if it might still be having difficulties with spiders. It looks like it is still having some kind of difficulty with spiders. I don't know why. Spiders shouldn't be a problem. But for some reason, spiders can't go into the crushers. So, yeah, I'm not sure about what's going on there with the spiders. Because they should be able to fit in the crushers without any difficulty. But anyways, they should fit. I don't know why they're not. We're now going to show you the other type, which is a using a spawner. And with spawners, I use belts. And make an entire floor of belts. And by this time, you know, a floor of belts shouldn't be any issues. You know, making a floor of belts shouldn't be any issues. And then we're going to have them get pushed this away. And like always, we're going to use the crusher to crush the snot out of whatever is going to be in here. And then this one is also just a super easy one for the ending. And again, just going to use a volt. And make sure that you plan out the sizing of everything to make sure everything fits correctly. And now, let's go ahead and, what I would probably do is have it, the rotational force coming out of here, you know, connecting right there. And then just make sure that things are going the right speeds. Okay. I can't believe how well that works as well. So yeah, using the belt to produce power to the crushing wheels is also a really good idea. And then we need to get the rotational force to these guys. So now we got the rotational force coming here. And then I'm going to go ahead and block this all off. Now let's go ahead and put our spawner down. Okay, monster spawner. Now what I would suggest is using either a zombie or a skeleton spawner. And one of the fun things with this mod pack is you can move mob spawners around. And so that is something you can do. And we'll show you, I'll show you guys that part in a moment. Okay. And now, there you go. Now the spawners are working. Oops. Yeah, I accidentally screwed up. Do make sure they can't fall out of it. But yeah, so now everything just spawns, falls, goes get grinded. And it's a little, you know, they kind of have to push each other, but it still happens. They're all lining up right there. That's kind of funny. But yeah, and then this is all dropping. You got the arrows, you know, random items. And then I keep this little area here open so in case you need to, like, slap them. I don't know why these guys all have slowness. But yeah, so now that's working. Now, as I was saying, one of the things you can do is you can move mob spawners around, and the way you do that is with a cart assembler and a minecart, and it's kind of cool that we can do this. So, you know, let's say you found yourself a zombie spawner. You want to move the zombie spawner to your base so that you can use it. All you have to do is you put down the cart assembler, put the cart in it, and then you can just glue this to that, and now you have yourself a cart that can move. And so if I just come over here, give this thing some power, and now it has just moved your spawner over here. And so this is how you could actually end up, if you really take the time to do it, you could have multiple spawners. You know, you could have like 20 spawners just sitting in one location, so that when you you show up over here, it's like, okay, I need XP. Oh wow, now I'm getting XP. Yeah, you can just make a giant XP farm. Now, this is supposed to be dropping XP. Because yeah, it's supposed to be dropping nuggets of experience. Or is that only when we crush cores? Oh, apparently it's an add-on for when you crush mobs. That sucks. But still, it's working. But yeah, so that right there is 2 different mob farms. You know, one using a spawner, and one using natural mob spawning. That also gets us a buttload of bats, but whatever. But anyways, guys, if you enjoyed this video, remember to hit big thumbs up button and subscribe for more. And I will see you guys next time.